Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Black Hellhound and I am back. I decided to make a video about ammo types because there were some people that didn't know what the different types of ammo were, how they affected your gameplay, and what is important to watch out for and what is not. So I decided to tell you a bit about it and explain to you what it does and what you should watch out for. Now, to start with, I'm going to start with the 7.62 millimeters. This goes for pretty much all the 7 to 8 millimeter rounds. They all behave pretty much the same, and they are all pretty much just as powerful. Now, we're going to take a look here at the default. This is what you start with. Default rounds are usually not that great. They are capable of shooting down planes, they are capable of shooting down ground targets, but they are not very good at it. They will do the job, they will get the job done for sure, but they are not effective. They are not as effective as some other ammo types. But let's take a look here what kinds of ammo are available. We have tracer bullets. Tracer bullets are rounds that will light up and they will show you exactly where your bullet is flying. This makes it very good for people that do not yet know how their bullets fly to learn how to shoot. Now, most ammo types have tracer rounds except for stealth, but I will tell you a bit about stealth in a second. Let's take a look at universal. Universal is usually a bit better than default. It is still capable of taking down aircraft, it is still capable of taking down ground targets, but it's a little bit more effective than default. Tracer rounds contain a lot of tracer bullets. This can be just tracer bullets, like this one, or something like incendiary tracers, or possibly armor-piercing tracers, but I will tell you some about that when we see them along the line. Stealth rounds are different from all the rounds above in the fact that they have no tracer ammunition, which means you cannot see where your bullets are flying. This makes it much more effective to take down players that do not see you or that do not expect you to be there, because they go down before they can see it. Now, another advantage about stealth rounds is that if you miss, the enemy won't see them, so he won't fly away to avoid getting shot at again. The disadvantage, though, is that you cannot see where you shoot, so if you miss, you have no idea whether you shoot too far back, too far forward, underneath your target, on top of your target, to the right, to the left, you just can't see. That's why I give you one tip, very important tip. Before you choose stealth ammo, you must learn how your guns behave. First is you can use, for instance, universal to really see what you're shooting at, where you're shooting, and learning how to lead your target. And then once you get a hang of that, you start using stealth rounds. That's the way I usually do it. I first learn the guns, then I use the stealth rounds. Now, all these different types of ammo are effective against different targets. An armor-piercing bullet will go through armor, making it very good against ground targets, like armored cars or anti-aircraft guns, artillery, howitzers. Very effective. They are too small, though, to take down pillboxes and light pillboxes. Armor-piercing rounds will also greatly damage engines if you hit them, but they are not that great at shooting, for instance, at someone's wing. Now, when you have incendiary bullets, shooting at the wing suddenly becomes a lot more interesting, because armor-piercing bullets will penetrate your armor, it will make your plane leak fuel, and then the incendiary bullets come in. They light you up, they set you on fire, and once you're on fire, your plane will be destroyed by the fire. this makes incendiaries very effective, but you need to penetrate something to set your plane on fire. And usually this takes either a lot of incendiary bullets and you can set the plane on fire, or you can use it in combination with armor piercing bullets and then you can put the fuel on fire. And then of course we have the 12 millimeters. 12 millimeters and 7 point something millimeters are not that different. They have the same ammo type, same well, not the same damage model, but a very similar flight. So they behave very similar, but they do a lot more damage. They're bigger, they're almost twice as big. They do a lot more damage. But they also have rounds like, as you can see here in the bottom of the list, armor piercing incendiary bullets. These are bullets that are both armor piercing, which means they go through armor, and incendiary, so they light you up, they set you on fire. Very effective rounds. Now once again, the default is not that strong. Universal is a good choice if you do not really know whether you want to shoot planes or ground targets, because you can shoot both, and it has tracers, making it visible for you and capable, making it a possibility to change your lead on an aircraft to shoot it down. Stealth, once again, just the same as the smaller rounds. Now I'm gonna go to the 20mm cannons. I'm gonna go to the Germans because they have a bit more options, a bit more different types of rounds. Now let's take a look here. 20mm rounds. Let me take this one. It's a bit easier to show you. Here we have the default. Once again, not the best round, but take a look. High explosive incendiary. Ooh, we have high explosive rounds. High explosive rounds, they blow up. They are like mini grenades. They are very, very effective at taking down planes because they simply blow the planes up into a million bits and pieces. Very, very effective. Now, air target ammunition is very good for air targets. It has a lot of incendiary rounds, a lot of high explosive incendiary rounds to be precise, and one incendiary tracer. This makes it possible for you to see where you're shooting, but at the same time it packs a giant punch. This is though not very effective against ground targets, and neither against big bombers. It's a very good fighter killing ammo. Then we have the armored targets. The armored targets is better for ground targets and big bombers. Once again, we have high explosive shells which really tear up planes. Really, really effective. Stealth, once again, it's pretty much the same as the air target ammunition, except for the fact that it has no tracer, making you invisible. Then of course we have a big gun in the game. It's called the 50mm. There is a bigger one, but let's take a look at the 50mm first. The 50mm has a lot of high explosive rounds, a lot of armor piercing capabilities. And they are amazing at shooting down planes, but it is incredibly hard to shoot planes because you only have one shot at a time, and it's very difficult to hit someone with only one round. But we do have some armor target ammunition. This is very good for tanks, for light pillboxes, and it will take them out. Now, air target ammunition is very good against bombers. Why? Bombers are big, they're slow, they're not capable of maneuvering, so you can hit them very easily, making them very effective against bombers. I've actually been shot at these, shot with these. I didn't survive, unfortunately. One hit blew off the tail of a perfectly fine B-17. One hit. That's how strong they are. Now, when you choose your ammo, you want to take a look at what are you going to do. Are you going to attack ground targets? then you want something with a lot of armor piercing bullets. If you're gonna attack some planes, you're gonna shoot down fighters, you really want something that has incendiary, armor piercing incendiary, or explosive rounds, which make it very, very good for air targets, but they are simply bad for ground targets. So you want to prioritize your targets. If you fly something that has, like this plane, a big cannon, you really want to choose an ammo type, once again, that suits your playstyle for the match. If you're going after bombers, definitely go for air target ammunition. If you go for ground targets, armor target ammunition is the best. It's very, very important that you prioritize your target, find out what you're gonna fight, what you're gonna shoot down, and then select your target, your ammunition, sorry. Now, of course, there are also the Russians. They have their own 20mm, 30mm cannons, rounds. They're all pretty much the same. They have some small differences, but they are not very different in their effectiveness. One thing you want to watch out for, though, is this. What you can see here is a Spitfire Mark IIB, which has one giant, well, actually there's two of them, two giant 20mm cannons, and then 4 small 7.7 is what these are, 7.7mm guns. Now, these have one problem, which is that if you shoot at someone at long range, some of your bullets will fly over the target and some of the rounds will go under the target. This makes it very ineffective at long range. If you fly a plane like this, you still want to choose your ammo the same way with any other plane, but you want to make sure that you are within range. Now, what is within range? You set your gun conversion point at some point, let's say 50 is a bit short. Let's say 300 meters, very good distance. You really want to make sure that the target is not flying at something like 600-700 meters, because you're simply gonna miss everything. It is very important that every time that you fly, you consider, what's my target? Is it ground targets, air targets, bombers? Doesn't matter, just think, what's your target? Choose your ammo wisely, and then go to battle. If you choose the wrong ammo, you will see it becomes difficult to shoot down the targets that you are shooting. Ground targets, you can't shoot them down with incendiaries. They are just not effective. So it's very important that you choose the right types of ammo. If there are still some things that you do not know, you do not understand, you can always ask me. And you can also go, when you click on menu, you go to Encyclopedia and you go to ammunition. Here you can see, here's a list of all the ammo, and there is an explanation with what they do. Now feel free to ask me, I will always answer you if you have a good question, and I'll see you later.